Welcome to my story so far. Again, this is your host John Salvador, and today we're going to be talking about a little bit about why the world's staying at home. I've been staying at home for the last couple of weeks. I've been pretty busy with work and managing my properties and managing my staff, and I've been I've been trying to avoid and keeping up with the guidelines, avoid a bit of the social, gathering social environments and things like that, and trying to maintain my distance, especially in the surf. I'm passionate about surfing, and I've been going to the beach, and there's been hundreds of people in the water, so I'm trying to stay sane. I'm training at home and going for mountain bike rides in the mountain where there's nobody there and that sort of stuff. But look, I've been thinking about this quite a lot, and one day, every day, kind of my mind shifts between, is this real? Is this COVID-19 virus, pandemonium thing real? Or is it a hoax? Or it's something that, yeah, it's real, but it's man-made, and they're using it to break down society and do a few things on the back end. It's almost like turning off a system, fixing something on the back end, or changing some configuration on the back end and booting it back out, okay? I'm not expert in health, and at this stage I don't think anyone is, because if there's a lot of people out there dying, there's obviously not much happening, not much going on there as far as solutions to the issue. But at the same time, we're finding that the virus and the people that are dying, there's some correlations with existing conditions in nutrition and this and that. And so again, I'm jumping from one side, it's a hoax, and then I'm going pretty serious. Most of it has been also kind of triggered by the fact that my mom has been visiting from Venezuela. She's still here with us. She hasn't been able to go back home. She's a strong woman, very resilient, but I don't want to be responsible for bringing this virus into this environment and then being responsible, see my mom suffer. If it's me and my family, my direct family, I still don't want them to suffer, but I think it's, what I'm saying, my mom's in her mid-70s, so it's not as easy to say, let's just measure ourselves against this virus, that sort of stuff. Anyway, the whole theory behind why the world's staying at home and why people are all, pointing fingers at all this, you're not staying home, you're irresponsible, Look, I get that, I understand. There's people needing respirators and intensive care unit beds, and they're not available at the moment as people dying. Okay, that's pretty serious, period. Okay, and my understanding of what's going on right now is that we are staying at home just so we can flatten the curve. I'm sure you've all seen that, there's all sorts of different memes and things going around about flattening the curve. But what I am thinking though is, sure, we're going to flatten the curve, and then what? What's going to happen? Is the virus going to pack his bags and go back to Wuhan or North Pole or under the ground? I don't know. I don't think so. But look, I get it, right? If we flatten the curve, we don't put a stress in our health system, we help our nurses, doctors, and the elderly and children, young children. They can be vulnerable with those things. But in that same thought, I still think that somehow this could be all a smoke screen. I mentioned in the past, I love a bit of conspiracy theory. Look, the world has seen so many human misery and things, very bad things done by humans to other humans, so it never surprises me that this could be something that has completely been planned and deployed, and just for the new world order. So I've got some thoughts here. They want to break the society, so if I cannot say high-five my mates and hug my friends and kiss and be myself, and everybody now has to avoid everybody else, imagine, there's very little we can do to fight as a group. We cannot go march. We cannot go protest. You know what I mean? So this is pretty scary if you think about it. So they're planning a fear. And what I am suspecting too is it could be at the moment, and this is something that Ray Dalio has been writing on his LinkedIn profile. He's been, and if you don't know who Ray Dalio is, he's the manager of the Bridgewater Fund, which is one of the most successful investment funds in the world. I think he has made a lot of people very rich. So that's the kind of people you want to listen to. He's been talking about power shift, okay? So there's been conversations about every, how, the Dutch Empire was lost, and then the Spanish Empire, and then, well, I don't think it's the Spanish Empire, the Chinese Empire for that matter, the Roman Empire, and then the English Empire, and then now US Empire, and now what he's talking about, there's a big power shift coming. And all this smoke screen could be man-made to facilitate the power shift from the US to China. Okay? Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, I've been mentioning things months ago and they're happening now. And I'm not saying that I have a crystal ball or anything. I'm just reading smart people. Okay? And that's what I continue to do. When I'm staying at home, I'm using my time to educate myself, because if the fun man, the successful ones, the visionaries, the people that have managed to create wealth and well-being for others, they talk and know these things and they're writing about it, I think you should be studying it as much as I am, because this is something that's going to serve you very well in the future, okay? History is awesome, but history leaves clues and similarities with the past, and that's how you can tell, and that's how these guys can tell that there is a power shift about to happen. I would really hate to see in a few months on the track me doing a video that, look, I was right again. I told you so. Now China is taking power of the world. They took the oil, all the gold, and now they own the vaccine for the virus, and they have the world on their knees with fear and in collapsed societies, stupidly in debt, and so on. Okay, so look, a bit of conspiracy theory, but look, there's also the fact that a lot of those countries have a debt beyond belief. The U.S. government right now has $23 trillion in debt. They're not going to be able to pay that ever in their life, in the life of the country, for that matter. Okay, so how about this whole smoke screen to try to get rid of this? Try to disappear this from their balance sheet. You never know. Could be possible. Now, okay, we stay home 3 months. Apparently China, Wuhan, has been down for 3 months. But there's been a lot of talk about the data that's coming from China. It's all bullshit. Mind my language. So basically they've been under for 3 months, and apparently they're back to the factories and they're taking the masks off. I haven't seen any of that. I've only seen a couple of things on Instagram that I don't think they're real. I don't know where to go for real information, data on this. If you know some sources, please feel free to include them there. I know not a lot of people watch these videos. I don't care. I just do it to leave my family, myself, a legacy, and also this helps me really to put my own thoughts on paper, so to speak, as in the digital world. And I feel great when months ago I was talking about something and it actually comes together, and I thought, okay, cool. It's a way to me to gauge the stuff and the direction and the way I'm steering my boat, so to speak. It's the right way to doing it for me and my family and the well-being of my family. Okay, so that's something I take a lot of pride on. So now, again, then what? China's bullshit. Europe, it's on the rise. More cases, more people dying. So what's the story? Is this virus ever going to disappear? Is it going to pack its bags and go? I don't think so. Okay. What I think is eventually 50 to 70% of us, we're going to get this thing. And it's going to test our resiliency. And it's going to, so in this regards, I'm not a doctor, but I suggest that you start educating yourself a little bit about what are people talking about, those that get the virus and they don't have symptoms and that sort of stuff. Zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C, I've talked about this. You got to stay strong. It's the best thing you can do, right? Because if the virus comes knocking on your door, you don't want him to catch you in your worst shape, right? Or immune system wise, right? I'm not talking about muscles and six pack. I'm talking about the overall system working well. So all the people that are hoarding pasta, I'm sorry. But pasta and its grains have been proven not to be so good for you. But look, I'm not a doctor. I'm only giving you one example of something that you should examine. I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat pasta every now and then, but if it's part of your daily staple, I don't know. Now, if I'm going to get flamed by saying pasta here, well, so be it. I don't care. Okay? At the end of the day, not a lot of people are watching this. I don't care. It's only a legacy for me and my family, okay? Because when I eat that pasta, I love it, but I know how I feel afterwards. I feel like shit, okay? Anyway, so, yeah, all right. Look, I'm going to continue to keep my distance. I'm going to continue to sanitize things. I'm going to continue to stay at home as much as I can. I went for a mountain bike ride today, but I pedaled through the back roads, climbed down the mountain. There was no one there, so that's cool. I don't feel any threat there. Yeah, we're going to help our nurses, doctors, and the healthcare system, because in the case that you need a respirator, an intensive care bed, you will have one. But think about this, maybe they're breaking out society, there's going to be a power shift. Read about Ray Dalio, okay? You've been warned, okay? Now the debt, the global debt, only the US has 23 trillion. Do you think they're going to have discipline and pay that? Well, right now they're deploying quantitative easing to infinity. Bombers throwing money literally into the society? I don't think so. One world order, whoa, it looks like it's really in the making. Okay, all right. That's me for now. Remember, stay strong, stay healthy, and make the most out of the time. If you've been unemployed and you're sitting at home, okay, think about these things. Study. Okay? Until next time, stay sane, strong, healthy. Share with friends, watch these videos again, go back to some of the other episodes, put all the pieces together. And obviously right now you can't, it's very difficult to go out there and invest in gold and silver. There's none. By the way, scarcity, you can't obtain it now. So if you were thinking about it, you will have to wait, and then it's going to be a little more expensive, but maybe still good. Same as investing and stuff. But when this happens again in 50 or 100 years or 20 years or 15 years, do you want to be in the same situation? You want to lose your job and have no income? Is that how you would? So think about that. Until next time, ciao.